Hello and welcome everyone again to my channel. Because the Fiesta is ready and it's drivable again, so today we're going to continue with maintenance, like the most boring thing. So yeah, we're doing maintenance on this Renault again. This time there's a lot of things to do. As you can see in our parts pile right here, there's timing chains, engine mounts, brake calipers, not calipers, brake mounting mechanisms, brake discs, brake pads, and mostly that's it. Every engine mount, brake discs, brake pads, and timing chains, and water pump as well. So timing belt, sorry, it's not chain. So yeah, on this car, it's those things are very hard. Like the engine mounts are very hard to get to. Timing belt very hard to get to. You have to improvise a lot. So it's everything's cramped together. It's not going to be easy. Also, we have a fuel filter from last time that we didn't change. So, yep, today this all we're going to be doing, and we'll start by uh, removing the underneath of the car, and also removing the under tray, removing the tire, wheel arch, a lot of things. So without further ado, let's get started with the work. And the first thing to remove is actually the under tray. So that's what I'm doing right here. Okay, let's remove the wheel. Okay guys, so as you can see, in order to get access to the timing belt in this car, you have to remove the arch lining and also some engine mounts. So let's continue with the arch lining. There are a couple of screws. Okay, my wife removed the arch lining and we didn't film it because this is maybe something we filmed 2 or 3 times on the last maintenance that we did. So there's 3 lines, yellow, green, and this is diesel, by the way. Should stop. Yes. Okay. This is the diesel filter, fuel filter. So let's get the lines out of the way, because now we need to remove this bracket. In order to do that, there's 2 more bolts, 10 millimeter, but for them we need a wrench. Also we need to remove this here to get access to the damper. Okay guys, there was a lot of trouble with almost everything. So sorry. The car was very rusty. So first this plank, this one, I didn't find it. So the bolt, the screw rounded off, and the nut rounded off, so we had to cut the bolt. And next thing you know it, for this wheel to come off, it was again rounded, so we had to again cut this off, hit it with a hammer and a screwdriver. This was busted anyway, like this was busted anyway, had to be changed. And also the belt had to be changed. We cut this off entirely. The belt is cut off, but it was in a very, very bad condition. Like this belt had to be replaced anyway. So also this wheel had to be replaced. So that's pretty much all of our time today. I'm going to return tomorrow to continue on this. Next part will be engine mount. So tomorrow I'll continue with the engine mount, unscrew them and continue with replacing the timing belt. So yeah, this will be all for today, and I will put you back on tomorrow. Hello again. So we are going to continue from where we left off with this car, and actually the next thing will be to remove the engine mount. So this engine mount right here, this has to be removed in order to get access to the timing chain cover. And when removing this, we have to lift the engine up either with a jack underneath or with a jack like that. I prefer this method, but for this we'll have to disassemble the wiper blade mechanism. So this is one wiper. I already removed the bolts from the wiper blades. So also, to be honest, you already know this process because when we changed the shocks of the car, we removed this. So since you already know how this is removed, I'm going to remove it and then I'm going to put you back on. I think I got the engine sorted. It's kind of hanging on the hoist, so let's start removing. Okay, that's one. Nah. I need a short 18. Okay, let's try that. Okay. That's kind of busted. So next we need a extension. Nope, too big, too small. It's kind of 16, I think. If the engine falls, it will fall now. It's kind of scary. But it wasn't scary. It was very easy. I continued removing the entire engine mount, and the hoist did hold up well. So the job was very easy and very fast, to be honest. Okay, as you can see, first this is completely busted. Should not be moving like that. This right here, this is good, but that's completely busted. And I think I can show you how busted it is. And that's another thing that's below the engine. So it's not that. This is a fuel filter, not that. That's for the brakes. That's another thing. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, comparing the two, this should not move. And I can move it with one finger. Here's solid. Also, this is a lot stronger, but better material. But it's Fabi Bilstein. They're not the greatest, but they make good parts. So this definitely needed changing. This is just a plank. There is no rubber here, so this doesn't need to be changed. This is only a piece of metal. So let's put this here. This is something that needs to be changed. This is another engine mount. It's 3 bolts to get it out. But the bad thing is that I don't know if I have it. Let me check. No, I do. So, as you can see here, this can move, but it's very hard to move. And this here you can move with one finger. Oh, it's also split. Yeah, needs changing definitely. So we'll get it out because it will make more sense to do this now. We didn't find the third bolt, but we're going to continue anyway. We'll find it. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Okay, let me think. Okay, we removed a lot of things. You can come see. Uh, there's the timing belt. Now, next we have to remove this bracket. And we have to time uh, with this kit. I'll just crank camshaft, lock the camshaft pulleys. So it's in time. And this lets a lot of pressure, like over time, kind of hangs over time. Okay. So it's 10 millimeter. Nice. Now we have to time the beast. I'm just kidding, kids. Oh. Yeah, right. To be hard to do so. Also, this belt is toast. Definitely, it's good that we're changing it. Very good. Okay. Let me turn the engine, uh, time it, and we'll start removing water pump and other things. As you can see, come over here. Uh, we put this in the camshaft. So this way, we'll know that this will not move. This is for the fuel pump side. So let's mark it. How are we going to mark it? We can mark this. Like this. These two marks. That's one. And we'll mark this. Kind of two marks. Oh, also probably a good idea to mark this. And we will also have to mark because in this car you cannot time the crankshaft. This engine, some of those engines can, but in this specific car we cannot. So I will go to under the car to the transmission and I will mark the flywheel. So let me just mark the flywheel and we'll start removing the belt. We removed the pulley. Everything is currently timed right now. So see. Is this a 10? No, it's bigger. Is it a 16? No, a lot smaller. Maybe 13 or something. So let me take 13 for tensioner and I'll come back. Let's see if it's 13. Yeah, it is 13. So this is the tensioner. That's the tensioner, and it's very weak. So belt didn't have a lot of tension. Oops. Oops. Yeah. That was not supposed to happen. Okay. Let's get it from below. And let's check. Okay. So not very bad, but as you can see, it has cracks. You can very clearly see cracking. Inner. It's not very bad quality. Good quality part. Inner. Not a bad brand. Okay, so that's our timing belt. Now we have to remove the pulley, the water pump. But to remove the water pump, we have to remove this plastic. To remove this plastic, I think we have to remove this wheel. Yep. Not great. Definitely not great. Okay, I will put you back on after I remove this wheel and this plastic, and we'll remove the water pump, and I'll put you back on. Okay. We changed the water pump. You can see inside the new water pump. It's great, working great. So now what we need to do, also we changed the tensioner for the accessories belt, which is right here, this one. Now what we need to do is put this plastic back. After that, put the belt and start putting all the brackets together, the other plastic, and everything back together. But that's going to be all for today, because we have to go. I put another jack below the engine because the engine is currently only held by this hoist. So I put another jack just in case engine drops. And we'll continue on the next day. This is now a second day I'm working on this, and there will be a third day as well. So yeah, see you. For me it will be next day, for you it will be a couple of seconds. Hello, it's now next week. It was a lot of nerves and pain and cursor pain in general, but I managed to install the timing belt. We now have brand new timing belt. We changed the timing, the water pump. We have brand new tensioner. Everything is... Oh, that's not tight enough, the tensioner. So Let me get back to tensioning everything again. But after that, we'll change the. I already went through the process of turning the engine, turning the crank 2 times, and everything is good. So just the tensioner now, that's just the only thing right now that's bothering me. So let's do that. Okay, tight, that's tight. Now, let's change the crank bolt, the crank pulley. We have brand new bolt coming with the timing kit. This bolt has to be very, very, very tight, like around 400 Newton meters or something like that. Okay, I will put the plastic cover back on because it's a very hard job and you won't be able to see it anyway. And I'll put you back on when I'm starting to put the accessory belt. I put the accessory belt back on. You can see here, or maybe you can't, but the accessory belt is on. You can see there in the corner. Yes. Okay, so now engine mounts. All of those are the same length. Now this has to be installed here, and the engine mount has to be installed. There is the new engine mount. So I started putting everything back together in the reverse order. First is the big engine mount, then is the piece of metal that holds the dog bone after that, and yeah, pretty much that's the process. Nothing really hard or nothing really time consuming except for one bolt. One bolt just drove me crazy. I had to turn it by hand. You can see me turning it by hand right here. There is no space for a ratchet or anything, so just using a wrench, and it was not a very good experience. This bolt is driving me crazy. Like this one right here that joins the two engine mounts. It has to be turned by hand because there is no place for anything else. So that's driving me crazy, and it's taking a long time. So I'm gonna finish with this bolt and I'm gonna put you back on. Okay, We installed all engine mounts on this side of the engine. We are done with this. Engine mounts are brand new, by the way. So now we can lower the engine. And I think it won't be a problem. So let's try. Oop, engine is in. Now, there are two more engine mounts. And before I remove the engine jack, let's balance it. And before I remove it, there are two more engine mounts. But for this, I'll need to raise the car. This will be. So now okay, that's enough. Now I will get under the car, and that's one engine mount. I think it's in the middle, and the other one is somewhere here on the right. Nasty. Okay, let me try and see. I changed the bushing. This engine mount is now brand new. The old one was busted. That's under the car, by the way. The old one, let me show you, was clearly busted. It should not have holes like that. And it should not have movement. And it's split here, and here it's also split. So it was way overdue. Now that all engine mounts are changed and the timing is changed, next we're doing the brakes, because they're old and crusty and squeaky, and also there are some vibrations. Discs are a little bent, and these springs here, those springs here are busted, and I will show you in a bit how they have to look, but they're busted. So when you drive around, there's a noise like suspension noise. Feels like your suspension is some way broken. So there's a rattle. It's rattling when you're driving. So we are going to change the brakes. Okay. That's the old rotor. And now we'll brush this to clean it. We'll apply paste and we'll change the new brakes. A lot of people skip the step of cleaning, but cleaning is very important. You have to clean the curb in order for the disc to fit well, and this will prevent any vibrations in the future. Also, discs come pre-oiled. They have some oil on them, and you have to clean the oil, because if you don't clean it with brake cleaner, you will contaminate the new brake pads. We have new bracket, TRV, the original, and as you can see, it should come back, the spring, and the other spring doesn't. So we need this, and here are the brake pads. Okay, 2 for this and 2 for the other side. When changing rotors and brake pads, it's good to have the same brand rotor and the same brand brake pad. In our case, we have TRV rotors and TRV brake pads. So let's install the bracket. So here I basically installed everything back together, put the bracket, put the brake pads, used some copper grease on the brake pads, and put the piston back together. That's it, caliper on, everything's on, nothing really hard here. This movement was making noise because those springs were busted. But now springs are okay, and this movement, once you press the brake for the first time, it will push the piston so it won't move and it won't make noise. So this is done. That's the old rotor. We can see that it has some heat spots. Definitely was heat cycled a couple of times, and it has a lip. Not very bad here, but a big lip, and it's scored. It was driven with no brake pads before, and our brake pads are, I would say, on 20% health or something. Yeah, 20% health, and it's like they should be a lot bigger. Comparing them to the new one, as you can see, the brake pad material is worn off. So they needed changing anyway. And now we have brand new brakes. Now I have to do the same on the other side. I won't film it because it's the same process. And after that, we will start put everything back together, and we are done. Hello again, and it's 1 more week later, which means that it's the 3rd week we're working on this car. But to be honest, I have around 5 to 6 hours per week, so that's kind of the problem here. But we are very close to finishing it. In the previous week, we sorted out all the engine mounts. You saw that it will be all in one episode, probably, or maybe in different episodes, it depends. So yeah, we sorted engine mounts, we sorted the timing, we sorted pretty much everything. Now we need to sort the last engine mount, which is located right here. That is the last engine mount we need to sort out. It's a transmission engine mount. It holds the transmission. We have somewhere here, I don't even know anymore what I have. I'm full of parts. Yeah, here it is. I found it. It's brand new. Melee, original transmission engine mount. So we bought it anyway, so we are going to change it. Also, what is left is to change the brake. Yeah. Can you hear it? Yeah. But on the other side, ta-da, brand new brakes. And not only the brakes, to be honest, everything is new. Those sway bar endlings are brand new, shocks are brand new, steering endlings, outer tie rod is the word, is brand new. The drive shaft is brand new. What else? Springs are brand new. Brand new filter, brand new belts. The brakes definitely brand new, and their TRV, which are very good. Brake pads. What else? Actually, the battery is brand new. Pretty much the entire car is brand new. Also, the trailing arms. The arms are brand new. Like, even the old arms are still here. Like, these were the old arms. So all the bushings, everything on the front suspension is brand new. Now the engine mounts will be brand new. The brakes at the back we also did. If you remember, it was in an episode. Those are brand new. Yeah, we have a brand new car here from 2007. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to lift the engine up with the engine hoist, the crane, and after that we need to change that suspension, that engine mount that holds the transmission, and we're good to go. So let's lift the engine. Okay, here. How did this happen? I don't know. Wasn't in all the way. Now we are lifting the car. Okay, so let's take what I need. Okay, so someone has to hold the bolts below, and someone has to screw them on, because as you can see, they are not held together. So I will stop filming so my wife can help me. Okay, we vacuumed the area, and now the new mount is installed, torqued up to spec, and it's perfect. And the old one is here. You can see how it's torn here. It's torn here, and it's also torn here, and also very, very soft from the years. So that was hard, but fairly quick job when you have all of everything out, and that's why we did it now. And now the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Will the engine fall? Oh, that's it. So now let's align this engine hoist. Okay. Let's remove the bolts. By the way, that's BMW suspension bolt that was holding the engine. Very strong bolts. Very expensive too. One of those bolts is like 15 euro, something like that. Okay. Now, last thing we need to do, assemble everything back together. Everything is filter. Yeah, I'll clean that. But filter, battery, back together. And after that, I will film the I won't film the brakes because it's the same like the other one. But in the back, a couple of months ago, we installed brand new drum brakes, and I didn't think they will rust right away. So that's bugging me because it's brand new, but it's rusted. So I'm going to show you how to remove rust, and we're going to spray paint them with special paint for high temperature. So that's what we're going to do now. I'll put you back on in a while. Okay, we changed the brakes in the front. And before putting all the plastics together, I wanted to tackle this job so this can dry. I cleaned it well with a wire wheel on a drill. And as you can see, it's almost perfectly clean. It's very hard to get in those edges, but paint is made to stick to rust anyway. So now we took paint tape and laid it over the holes for the bolts, and just with the end of the screwdriver, with a lot of pressure, you do this, and then you remove the tape, and you're ready for painting. You get a perfect circle to not get paint in the threads. Now, the easiest way is to take cardboard and put it behind it so it doesn't screw up and you don't paint other things that you don't want to paint. So let's take that. The box from the brake discs was perfect for the job. Now we wait to dry. We apply 2 more coats. We go to the other side, do the same thing, and then we're ready to get everything back together. Well guys, here's how it turned out. It's perfect. They were brand new, as you remember from the last videos, but we didn't paint them then and they rusted. But now they're fine. Also, by the way, in the rear, it's new springs, new shocks, but I changed them before I started filming YouTube videos, but still they're fairly new, around 1 year old. And also brand new spare tire, Continental, which is very good. And yeah, just a perfect car now. Everything's going to be brand new. So yeah. On the other side, we cleaned the wheel, the breaker drum, cleaned it, and this is first coat of paint. So 4 coats in total I put on the other one. I'll put 3 more coats on this one, and I'll wait them to dry. Until then I can like fix the air filter, plastics back together, put them back together. And yeah, it's turning out great. I think maybe the next video will be when I film all the car put back together. There's no point of just filming the same things. We already filmed a couple of times how to remove the wipers, all the stuff in front, so there's no point in doing this again. So I'm going to leave you here.